Ready to film?
Wow.
Hi!
Hello.
Welcome back to Sanctum Stitching, Flosstube number, I wrote it down, I forgot, 48?
48.
I think it's 48. I'm Fawn.
And I'm Shawn.
We're married and we used to film Flosstube videos, but it's been three months?
3 months.
I think the YouTube studio told me it's been over 100 days, and I was like, shit.
Thanks for reminding us.
Right?
Yes.
So because it's been a bit, we have some life updates, which is why we haven't filmed. If you've been watching us before, you can see we have a new background that extends way back. We have a second room. Crazy. Coming from a 1-bedroom apartment to a
House.
We bought our cat a house.
We
and
did.
He sometimes lets us stay in it.
Sometimes. Depending on his mood.
But yeah, we're really excited. Like I said, if you've been around our channel for a while, you know we've been trying to buy a home forever, it feels like. We finally found one in October. Bought it officially in November. Moved in officially in December. And then a week after we moved in, we hosted my parents here for 10 days, which was really, really fun. But the week before that was really stressful, trying to make all our moving boxes look like a home.
Yeah.
And then we hosted Christmas for the first time ever, which was so much fun, but so stressful. It's a lot of work. The day after Christmas, I said, I ain't doing nothing. I'm not moving. I'm not cooking. I need my things brought to me. I'm not doing it. But, yeah, it was a really nice time. And so because of all that moving and packing and, you know, everything that comes with buying a house, we really didn't stitch at all. I know I lost my stitchy bug. I stitched on maybe 1 or 2 things for like 20 minutes total.
And I just had one pattern that I was just kind of mulling over for a bit and just kind of here and there, but yeah, not much stitching at all.
You definitely stitched a lot more than I did, though.
That's true.
I couldn't do it. So many things were going in my head and I like couldn't sit down to do it.
Yeah, nobody told us before that the moving process is just kind of hectic and lots of boxes.
Nobody told you moving with lots of boxes.
Well, the packaging and the delicate, I remember it's really funny because it's like the first few boxes like, okay, we're going to wrap it.
Oh,
we're going to wrap it, package the tape, and think that like the last week we were just like,
I don't care what's in the box.
What is it?
Don't drop it. Hope you don't drop it. I guess you drop it. I don't care anymore.
So I got progressively like, I don't care.
Yeah.
But yes, that was that.
It was chaotic. And I knew it was going to be chaotic, but like, I guess just you don't really know how chaotic it is until you're in the thick of it. And then you're like, help.
But we managed. We got it.
We did it. You'd be shocked from going from a 1-bedroom apartment that we lived in for almost 10 years to this house. We filled it up pretty good.
We did.
It's kind of scary how pack ratty I must have been to like everything in a nook and a table, a bookshelf under the kitchen table with boxes in the bookshelf under the kitchen table.
It was very strategic. She's like the Tetris player, king of the world, or queen of the world. I mean,
his parents are helping us move, and they're basically like, what do you mean there's more? Like, where did you even find that desk? I'm like, oh, that was on the right side of the walk-in closet, under the hanging clothes, but before all the puzzles. They're just like, you had a desk in a closet?
They couldn't wrap their head around it.
So we're really excited to have a lot more space, to have a backyard. We live right next to a bike trail, walking trail. So that's been really, really nice.
It's very nice.
Able to move around more, and it's easier to just, oh, let me drive, I think it's like 1,000 feet.
Yeah.
Or something.
Literally like 1,000
And of
feet.
course I'm like, I'm not gonna walk it because it's a really busy road, but I drive the 1,000 feet, get out, walk, it works out. But
yeah, that's true.
could just walk it. But those tractor trailers come down this road so fast.
They do.
I wouldn't want to be walking even 1,000 feet.
No.
Well, anyway. So we're really excited. We moved about half an hour away from where we used to live, and we're in the country now, and
Country folk.
it's nice.
It is very nice being able to breathe.
Yeah.
For the first time in a long time.
And we'll literally be surrounded on 2 sides by cornfields, so
That's
that'll
right.
be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Get some isolation.
Solitude.
I had to make a list this time because it's been so long. Oh, I wanted to ask you, because we used to do in our videos, we would say, what are you celebrating? And we would list off 1 or 2 things that you're celebrating. And of course I wanted to do this, but then I didn't think of what I'm celebrating. So what are you celebrating that is not the house?
Oh, that is not the house.
Because that's basically a big one, so.
Yeah, it is. Okay, let me put my think cap on for a second. I am celebrating new opportunities from the house. Can I say
No,
that? Okay, no. Okay.
House removed.
House removed. All right.
I mean, if it's something you're celebrating that you can do in the house, I think that's different than like, I'm celebrating that I have a house.
All right. I'm celebrating new opportunities for new art.
New art.
Creation. I'm celebrating creating.
A specific medium or?
Cross stitch.
I'm celebrating stitching.
I guess new routines.
Okay.
New routines.
I thought you were going to say the garden.
Well, that too. In the garden. Having this space to create a garden, which has been a very lifelong dream of mine. And now that we have this space, just all the things this spring that we're going to be planting.
Yeah, he was.
Metaphorical and literal seeds.
Oh, I don't like that.
Like new art. Okay.
Meanwhile, he wants to have this whole big garden, like 4 foot by 4 foot by 4 foot garden beds and like in the dirt. And I'm like, maybe we could just get a 5-gallon bucket and we could fill it with dirt and we could stick an onion from the cabinet in it that sprouted.
We'll start small this year. That is something that I've had to do, is just eventually we will grow into this space, but we're just going to start off small, nothing too overwhelming.
5-gallon bucket with
5-gallon bucket
with one onion.
With 1 onion. Yes.
So I
celebrating.
I feel like I just squished all over your thing.
No.
I just don't like the phrasing. So I think I am celebrating that Wally, our kitty cat, who is sleeping in his pumpkin, and I wish he would get up, but I don't think he's gonna move today. Celebrating that he made it to 2023. So our kitty cat has cancer, and we've been taking long 2-hour drives to an oncologist up in Michigan. If you're new here, we live in Ohio. And so we've been driving into Michigan for him to get his treatments and surgeries. And then we ended up deciding to get him electrochemo, which has been really, really successful for us, knock on wood. So we went through 3 rounds, and now we're sort of on a break and giving him his herbal supplements and things. But we had found out about his cancer in December of 2021. And so we had a whole year of treatment, and it was a lot. There's just a couple moments there where usually he handled it pretty well, but still just getting that diagnosis, you're like, oh no. So I just remember sitting there on New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, being so grateful that we were able to buy a house for our cat. So he has windows to look at the non-existent birds in. But he could if he wanted to, and they came. But that he, we got a whole another year out of him, where in December 2021, we were told we probably wouldn't even get a couple months. So that's what I'm celebrating, that we have the ability to get him that treatment. The treatment's going really great, and, get to see him thrive and run around this big old house and bring his toys from one end. The layout is kind of like a U to get from the living room to the bedrooms. And will start in the living room, and he'll just let out this sad, sad meow with the toy in his mouth. And he'll do that all the way from the living room, through the kitchen, around the halls, then down the hall.
It's quite pitiful sometimes.
All the way to the bedroom, just with these toys, just doing this, like, it's awful. I mean, it's soothing now, but it's, like, awful.
The first week, it was kind of unsettling, because I was like, we're in the country, it's pitch black at 5 o'clock now, and we've got a daemon in the crawl space.
Oh yes, definitely.
But no, it's just our cat.
Well, then it was even funnier, because with the one toy he fished out, talk a lot about our cat. So he has this bucket of toys, and it's exciting for us to see what he fishes out of this bucket of toys to bring us in the morning. And for a week straight, when we first moved in, he was doing that howl from all the way around, and the only toy he would bring us was his devil mouse.
His devil mouse.
His little Halloween devil mouse. That's the one we got for a week straight.
Yeah. So, he's trying to tell us something.
So now we're starting to get new things, but...
Yeah. It's like, okay, buddy.
It's funny. It's hilarious.
It was very funny.
So yeah, celebrating that. So celebrating house, Wally. We hosted Christmas. I wrote on here bird situation.
Situation.
The situations, they don't exist.
Yes.
So I don't know what it is, if it's because we're surrounded by the fields pretty much or what, but the birds will not visit us. We bought the house, and they're like, don't make any big purchases. Literally, like 2 days after we bought the house, I ran to the bird store and I bought like 6 feeders, and I bought the nice food. I bought mealworms. Like I did the things, because I'm going to have a yard. I'm going to have a bird.
Yes.
And Shawn's like, setting up the kitchen. We're like painting, and I'm outside setting up the bird feeder.
Priorities.
And the birds says they won't come. I don't know if it's just winter, if it's the field, so they're scared of hawks. Like, we have seen, finally the weather here drop significantly, and we had this like what would you say, extreme cold plus windstorm. Yeah. Plus a little bit of snow, but really it was just wind.
Just cold and wind. Like
really, really cold. And that was the first day we saw a bird. Make it make sense, I don't know. But they were juncos, which are these little black birds with white gray bellies. And I looked them up. They're also called snowbirds. So I was like, oh, appropriate. And we had them while it was cold. The second it wasn't cold cold anymore, they were gone. Yeah. Just flew away. I was like, oh, okay. And then we had a starling for like 1 hour, and then he never came back. And then the other day I looked, and we had 3 blue jays, and was it a house finch? House sparrow?
I thought you said it was a sparrow. But...
House sparrow, with those sitting there. And I looked, and it was so exciting, where I'm like, ooh, it's finally happening, blue jays. When the blue jays come and the house sparrows come, the house sparrows bring like 50 of them, so we're gonna have birds. And then it was like 3 weeks of nothing.
Just here and there, sparingly.
And so then this morning, there was 1 blue jay, and so it's finally sunny. And I think the blue jays came in the last day it was sunny, which was weeks ago.
Weeks.
So maybe they're only coming when it's sunny. I don't know. So that's my bird situation. I want the birds don't want me.
I wouldn't say that.
I'm trying.
You are trying. I feel it's more of a situation where they just have to sense the food. They have to know that it's here. Mm-hmm. And I think by the time we already moved in, they were already kind of fed on their winter supply of food, so they probably weren't looking as much.
They're just rude.
Just maybe rude. I don't know. But I also am celebrating, on a side note from the birds, is that the other day I was outside trying to look at the feeders.
Oh, yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah. And she was actually the first to spot it. And she's like, it looks like there's a walnut on one of the bushes outside. I'm like, walnut? So I look outside, and sure enough, there's this walnut-looking pouch on one of the branches. And I looked it up, and she's like, well,
I was going to say, don't take credit for
okay.
that.
Yeah, all right.
I'm probably looking at you like
what? Go ahead.
You can say what it is, but I diagnosed it.
She diagnosed it first. So I was like, walnut? There's a walnut on the branch. I was like, okay. And then she's like, I think it's a praying mantis sac. And I'm like, okay, well, let me look at it. And I look online, and sure enough, there's a praying mantis. They're called othecas on one of the branches. So I'm like, wow, this is really cool. So I went out to photograph it. And I was looking around the house, and actually there's not one, but there's 7 of them scattered in all the branches. So we have
little bushes around the outside.
Yeah, we have little burning bushes on the outside. So there's 7 different othecas of praying mantis eggs.
Which is awesome. I've never seen
cool.
one. I've always wanted to see, like, I've seen praying mantis, but I've never seen their sac before. And I thought that was so cool.
Very interesting.
And then so Shawn looked it up, and each one of these can produce how many?
I think a few hundred to like 1,000 of.
Well, didn't you say it was like a 1,000 baby praying mantis eggs will come out of each one?
Right.
And then usually about 100 survive per sac.
Unusual average.
And so we got 7 of these things. 7,000 little baby praying mantises.
Can you imagine?
I'm gonna lose it. I'm so excited.
It's very exciting. So I'm pretty sure that's good luck.
I just want to see like this chaos of baby praying mantises everywhere.
They're just gonna come out and just gonna be green, just green shimmers in all the windows.
We're gonna think it's dirt.
It's gonna be dirt.
Why is there dirt on the window? Oh no.
So that's pretty cool. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
So see, not only do we have the praying mantises, but we'll have birds too.
Because they're gonna come eat my praying mantises.
And hope not.
And then if the birds come, it was worth it.
There you go. So wildlife is starting to come to our yard. Mm-hmm. But we'll get it.
Yeah. Well, it's been 17 minutes. We should talk about stitching.
Yeah, we should.
This is going to go quick. We don't have much to show. 17 minutes in, we haven't showed anything. So I wanted to start with a couple stats. So that's always fun. I started 2022 with 27 whips. Pretty respectable. I feel good about it.
Yeah.
But I had 20 finishes, which
what?
For not stitching the last 3 months of the year, that's pretty cool. I didn't realize I had finished that many.
Yeah.
I think a lot of them were small, like ornament type stuff. And then I ended, with those 20 finishes, I ended 2022 with 51 whips. So I started at 27, I finished 20, I ended with 51.
The ratio is pretty impressive, though.
Yeah.
I would say so. Compared to mine.
So, and then, do you want me to say yours? Or you want to say it?
Go for it.
So, Shawn started 2022 with 8 whips, which is awesome, I think. I think everyone would die to have just 8 whips.
Yeah.
And he finished 2, which is really cool, because you didn't stitch as much as I did.
No.
So that's
during
exciting.
the summer I was working a lot, so I didn't have the time to really stitch.
Mm-hmm. And then you started 2023 with 25 whips. So you escalated.
I did.
I mean, I escalated, but you escalated.
I was like a kid in a candy shop. Ooh, 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 ooh.
And then, of course, 2023, we've already started stuff, so.
Yes.
But yeah, so that's just some stats
But
here.
that 20 whips, that's pretty, or 20 finishes is pretty dope.
I know, but I know I haven't fully finished 20 things, so I need to find where they all disappeared to. Because I feel like that'd be so nice to have all those things around.
Which is awesome because we have an entire closet of stitch stuff now.
It's full.
It is full.
Maybe one day we'll show the chaos. So then, I know it's been a while, but the last video we had a giveaway, so I want to just shout out those people. So the first chart was Joy by JBW Designs, and this is going to go to Sharon Worm. I think that's how you say your last name. Hopefully I said it right. So Sharon, and everybody else that wins, please contact us at the email below and send us your address so we can get these charts to you. Sharon, I just want to let you know there is a slight bit of writing on the back of this chart, but there is nothing on the inside of the actual chart, and we're so excited to send this to you.
Yeah.
The next one is Gardening Welcome by Diane Arthurs. It's really pretty. And that is going to go to Chris Cross Stitches. So yay, Chris. So excited. I do want to let you know that this chart actually does have a slight bit of highlighting and a little bit of writing on the outside of the chart, not on the actual chart. Just so you're aware and not surprised that it's not perfect. But so excited to send this to you as well. And the last one is Sunflowers by Linda Gilliam. And this is going to go to a Fairy Rose. So please, all of you, like I had mentioned, email us so we can get these out to you. I know it's been a little bit, but this is so pretty. And there's so many in there. And this one, I don't know if you could see it, but this little bear with a sunflower hat. It's so cute. You see that guy?
Okay, I didn't catch that. That is cute.
I was looking at it this morning when I was pulling the names. So, yay.
Yay.
Sorry, it's been so long, but house. Okay, you want me to do a couple and then we can switch off?
Yes, go for it.
So there's no order here. We just walked over to that closet, ripped out the stuff that we think we worked on. Might be something we touched that we didn't pull, but just kind of starting fresh here. So this first one is Haunted House, and it is by, do you want to show that?
Yeah.
Ignatova, and this was from an Etsy shop.
See the ghosties?
Oh, they're so cute.
And the pumpkins.
I just love it.
It's very cool.
So I started this with my friend Zamia and my friend Bobby. I say friend, but really like we're besties, literally talk 24/7. And now they're talking to you 24/7. So, you know, we met at StitchCon officially and just been on a roll ever since.
That's right.
We decided to start this piece specifically because we will all be at StitchCon again. And so the three of us, we want to ring the bell together. And then, of course, we started it, but a start was just like a little bit. And then maybe a week ago, I panicked that I was not going to have this done in time to ring the bell at StitchCon, because I don't want to be the one, you know, they finish it. I know they haven't finished it yet, but I don't want to be the one who goes and doesn't get to ring the bell with the rest of the group or holds them back because I didn't stitch what I was supposed to stitch.
That would be a fear of mine.
Oh God, I literally panicked, and that's why I got a page finish as of last night. And this is on Be Stitch Me Fabric of the Month, called Be Stitch Me. Isn't it pretty?
It's very cool.
Oh my gosh, I love it. That grass killed me. It was so much, and there's a lot of color change. And you can see here, there's a ton of back stitching that I'll need to do, but it'll be worth it. But I was excited to get a page done, and then you could see that's kind of a huge chunk of it. Once I get the other two, finish this half of the pumpkin and the one little pumpkin, and then do the same on the other side, then there's a lot of open space and it'll go super quick. So I'm very relieved to have that grass done.
Yeah, you got a lot of it done in the past week or two, for sure. It really has blossomed.
Yeah, oh, cat hair. There's always a cat hair. So that's that.
Show one.
Show one more?
Yeah, you've got more than I do.
So this one is another one that I just started. It is, let me cover up the chart. It is a freebie from Hands On Design called Be Mine. And you can get this on her website. And so I just picked a random fabric that I liked, and I picked random colors, and here is where I've gotten to. Literally have my needle actively in a hole. So I have the bee done, I have the top, so I have the mine, and then just this little bar to put at the bottom. So I decided to use Weeks Dye Works Cantaloupe and Cherub as my 2 colors. But I really should just finish that. It's so close.
It's been really, really quick for you, that one.
It's so close. Oh,
Yeah.
Showing the bee. I was just like, ooh.
The bee.
Oh my goodness. Okay, you go.
All right. So I can show what I had done starting last fall. I kind of picked it up. This is the Teresa Kogut pattern of Wilbur.
Oh, it's so cute.
It's very cute. This is the pattern. I love it. It's very cute. And I started this sometime in the fall. I picked it up. And it was one of my New Year's Eve starts last year.
That's right.
Yep. And this is what I have done so far, if you can help me. So, got some of the ear, got the outline of the nose, and I was trying to really work on this ear part right here. If you can see. But somewhere along the line, I got the color mixed up inside the ear, and I got,
Yeah, but they're all pink.
yeah, but it's pretty nice. I do like the color variation, if you can see.
I like that you can kind of tell what it is already.
Yeah. So.
You're gonna have fun doing his body.
Right. Yeah. So that's one of those where I'm just gonna have to put something on, and but for some reason, every time I look at this pattern, I get hungry for bacon.
That's rude. You're like the birds.
No. So that's what I've done.
Poor piggy. That's how you should finish it. We should get like a couple strips of like candy bacon or something from like a button or a magnet, and just put it on the outside of the frame.
I probably will end up doing something like that.
Well, now you have to.
Now I have
You did it to yourself.
All right. What do you have over there?
Okay, this is a recent start for Azamia's birthday. I started this with her and Bobby, and I don't think I mentioned Bobby is Pumpkin Creek Primitives on Flosstube and Instagram. Zamia is Serrana Stitches on Instagram. And Bobby also has a shop, shout out there, pumpkincreekprimitives.com. So, now that all that's out of the way, I am working on, we started for her birthday a Mirabilia, and it is called Cathedral Woods Goddess.
This is cool.
And it looks like that. Really pretty. And so basically what happened was they saw that this chart at Keepsakes when we went for StitchCon. They decided they were going to stitch it. We weren't really like friends. We were friendly, but we weren't like friends yet. And then maybe 2 months ago, Bobby said, okay, we're doing, or Zamia said we're doing this. Bobby told me she was ordering me the chart, and then I just sent her my money, and then I received the chart, and we started it, and I was part of a sal that I didn't know I was part of a sal for. So basically how it works now.
Wait, what are we involved in? Oh, okay.
So I need to decide for my birthday what they're going to jump on that they don't know they're jumping on. So this is Be Stitch Me Garden Party, which was also a fabric of the month. And it's not really showing up here, the color. Maybe a little bit like there. Maybe on the little part down here. It's like a really peachy, oh, scissor.
I was about to say that. We've had like 25 pairs of scissors just disappear
Oh my
in
God.
various project bags. So
Well, I guess we could leave that out. But it's like really peachy fabric, and then it's got a little bit of this green and then bright peach in it. And so that's all the start that I had gotten. We started on a Zoom together, and honestly, I didn't want to stitch. I wanted to work on my puzzle because when I start a puzzle, I'm in the puzzle. And I think Bobby wanted to diamond paint, so that's what she was thinking about. And Zamia wanted to go celebrate and eat some food. And so we're all just starting this because we want to start together. We want to stitch it. But that night we were just like, everybody's head was in a different spot. So we got just a tiny little start here. But I already like the colors, and so it should be nice.
I think it's a good fabric choice.
I hope so, because there was a lot of blue in her dress, and I think this is the main tealy color. So you can see there. So I was glad to see that teal was already working.
Yeah.
And I probably should take this out of the hoop. Thankfully, this one doesn't have a deadline, so.
Yeah, I think the fabric is going to be really nice, and it already does have that tealy. Some blue in there.
Yeah, it's like kind of blue, kind of green. I don't know. That fabric's really hard to show the color of.
It's kind of like Tutti Frutti.
Yeah, but that's more like pink and baby blue to me. I don't know.
I guess it is.
It's peachy.
A little bit. Kind of peachy.
It's
Very
like if you smushed a peach on the grass in the sand. Or no, you smushed a peach in the sand and then you sprinkled grass on it.
All right.
Is that what you see?
Yeah.
Totally, right?
Definitely. Definitely.
Oh my gosh.
But it's very nice.
So that's fun. Excited to keep working on that. Now that our puzzle is almost done.
Yes.
We're doing this bird puzzle, surprise, surprise. And it is, all the birds are done, all the branches are done, and now we literally just have pieces of sky left. And there's not a single other color on it except for a light blue, and it's all the same shade of light blue. And now we're to the not fun part of puzzles where you gotta search by shape and little end size. And it's like, ugh.
Obscure.
I want to be done now.
Yeah.
I like the birds. I like doing that. I don't like doing sky.
Never doing it.
You want to go or you want me to go?
I'll go. So this is one of the ones that I did for Halloween start. And going back to StitchCon for one of the smalls that I did, for the smalls exchange, I did one of these by Lizzie Kate. And this is the one that I did for the small exchange. It was creepy with the owl.
It was so cute.
It was very cute. And we were at a shop somewhere. Didn't you pick up these?
No, I ordered them because you had liked
yes.
doing the creepy so much. And so on the back of those, it shows that it's a full set.
Yes, it's a full set, if you can see.
And so we had almost all of them. So I ordered like 3.
Sorry,
and then on the Lizzie Kate site, they have the border that you can just download. So I kitted that all up for you. Was it? I kitted it up for you for something. Oh, wedding anniversary?
It was the wedding anniversary. So I wanted to do them all on one singular piece.
Which will be cool.
Which will be really cool. But I started with the very top one, if I can find it. Help me out, babe.
It's the spooky.
It's spooky. So yeah, it's going to be, I wanted to complete it as a banner. Thank you very much. So of that one, this is what I have done so far. So I'm working on the outside.
You're more than I thought.
Yeah. So yeah, it's going to be a really long banner.
Plus those letters will go quick.
Yeah.
And you don't have to do this bottom border.
Right.
Because they'll all be connected. So you just have to do it down the sides and the top.
Yeah. It's actually a really, really simple border. So
that'll
but it really ties it together. So I'm hoping to have that done by...
Oh my gosh.
Well,
I want to have it done in 2 weeks.
Well, okay. For this here, I'm not going to set any deadlines for my pieces. I'm just going to kind of
enjoy them.
But yeah, I would love to have this done. Really, as I say, no deadline.
By Halloween this
But
year.
by the end of Halloween season, I really want to get started on
The whole thing or just that one?
the whole thing.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah. I sense a little bit of criticism.
Well, I'm just thinking about your 8 starts turned 25.
Yes.
And I don't know.
Yeah, for some reason this past year I was really into like starting Halloween things as far as
Well, that's no problem. I'm just saying because I anticipate that to happen again.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have 25, you go to 50.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's one I have done.
I was trying to look for the fabric color, but I think it's a picture of this plus. But other than that, I don't think we have the name of it.
Right. We'll figure it out.
So then this one I've shown before, and I think I've worked on it a little bit. I'm not totally positive, but I really think so. And this is Electra by Nora Corbett. And of course the picture fell out of her little packaging. It's kind of fun though that she actually includes like a real picture and not just like a printout.
It's pretty cool.
It's really cool. So I started this with Bobby, and she's already finished hers, framed hers. I think it's even on the wall. And I'm just like, I'm still stitching. We could blame the house. And
oh wow, you have a lot more done than I thought you did.
yeah. Oh gosh, it's so wrinkled. Yank, pull.
Pull. Are you pulling? Because I'm pulling. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So I have all of the black done, and her outline is completely done. So now it's just filling in the dress and then filling in the bottom of the wings, because those will be green. And then there's like a moon and some vines, and then of course the beads, but I'm getting there. It was nice to have all of that black done. So that way now I could just focus on filling in and not so much on counting.
That orange is going to look really cool on that fabric once you get that all filled in like that. I'm excited to see what that looks like.
Me too. I remember Bobby was saying that some of the oranges, when you look at them on their own, they're like neon construction and kind of scary. And then once you put them in, they blend together so well that you're like, that's crazy. Like this guy. Look at that. Be wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm excited to get to that, and seeing hers finished makes me want to finish mine. But then there's always so many things to work on.
Yeah, for sure.
So one day.
You'll get it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 sitting over here.
I have 2 more.
Okay, so I'll go.
Or 3 more. Go for it.
Oh, excuse me. So this one was an impulse New Year's Eve start, or New Year's Day. This is the 4 Crabs Pin Pillow by Jeanette Douglas. And I don't have a color picture, but I saw it at Keepsakes, the model. And it was really, really tiny, really cute. And it just like, I don't know. I like water stuff, and it just got me. So I picked my own colors again for this. And this is where I got my start. Very excited. Because the actual, like, I used fancy floss, and in person you could see the color, like, actually changing on the crab. And so I decided to use, oh, more scissors.
Yeah.
Another one.
Another one.
I just went to my stash and I was like, you look nice. You look nice. Let's do it. So I am going to use Louisiana hot sauce, Father's Day, and a marigold. So the crabs will all be the red. There's some starfish that don't show up on that photo next to each crab. Those will be yellow. And then the blue is the little like stuff that makes it puffy, the lines. So that'll be good. And then it calls for little seed bead eyes. And I thought that would just be so cute to actually do that.
That would be cool.
So they call for black. I'm sure I have black seed beads somewhere around that I could steal 8 of them from. So yeah, I'm excited to work on that, and I'm hopeful that I'll get to it. That's why it's still in its hoop, but you know how it goes.
Looks really nice though. You can really tell the color difference or the color change on that.
For the red, yeah, it was looking really good.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then, oh, this was actually a finish. That's exciting.
Wow.
So the only thing I stitched on in December, I think, was Heartstring Samplery Merry Birds. And so I started Fill Up the Stocking, which is this little chickadee, and I finished it.
Yes, you did, didn't you? That was actually a really cute one.
It's so cute.
I was like, oh man, I should have stitched that.
So I was really excited. I wanted to start this last Christmas, and it never got to it. And so then when this Christmas rolled around and it looked like I wasn't going to get to do it again, I was so mad.
You were.
So I was like, no, I'm going to do it. So it's the only, I'm pretty sure it's the only thing I picked up in December and worked on. So that was nice to actually like focus on something, and it's, I think it was 36 count fabric. So I did it 1/1, so it looks really delicate. Kind of annoying to do it 1/1 or 1/2. Yeah, 1/2. Because I like to tie a knot on the end of my string, my floss, when I put it through, so I don't rip it off all the time. Because I definitely ripped this off like every time I stitched, but it was cute. I was glad to do it. And let's see if I have the fabric in here. Sometimes we have little post-its and sometimes we don't.
You're better at it than I am.
This is Country Mocha, and it was 36 count. So I have a piece big enough to do all of them, so I'm going to just try to stitch them all and then cut. And I do want to finish them as little pillows, just like this. But I'm not putting the pressure on myself to get all of these done before Christmas. Maybe I'll just try to do one more by next Christmas and one more by the next Christmas.
That's attainable.
You know, so that way I can work on other stuff. But I still get to work on it.
It'd be a nice piece.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, congratulations, honey. That looked gorgeous.
Thank you.
Gorgeous.
You want to go?
Sure. So for my holiday one, this is kind of the primary one that I was kind of stitching throughout the winter. This one I started, I think, a year or 2 ago.
I could tell you. I wrote down all the stuff today.
Oh, please tell me how long it's taken me.
Into the Black Needle Society Journal and Planner.
The thick boy.
Yeah, it's a bigger one this year.
For sure. So this is the Teresa Kogut one, Joyful Scene. It's got the Santa, the reindeer with the sheep and the crow, if you can see there.
Joyful Scene or Strutting?
Joyful Scene.
Okay, so I don't have a date next to that one. So that means it was started before 12/19/21.
Okay.
Because in 21 is the end of December 2021 was when I got my first Black Needle Society planner, and we started actually logging our dates. So it was probably sometime in 2021.
Yes, that sounds accurate. So I started this, and I started on the deer, and I got caught up in the tightness of the thread because before this I was usually just stitching on the 14 count Ada, and this was a little bit more tighter weave. And then the deer,
16 count Ada.
Oh, thank you. And then I got caught up on the deer because like I miscounted one of the legs, and it didn't line up, and I just got frustrated, and I was like, I'm gonna put it down.
And then you left it headless.
And I left it headless forever. But this last November, I picked it back up again, and I completed the deer, and I got some more. So this is what I have done.
Yeah, so you've done a ton this year.
Yeah, so this is my main stitch piece, my main focal point.
I love its little rosy cheeks.
I know, it's a cute little reindeer.
Because you didn't have that Santa in at all.
No, the Santa's new.
Completely new.
And it has a lot of different reds in it. Let's see. And so I think the Santa will be headless until next. So it was the deer at first, and now
the crow is headless, and the Santa is headless.
But it was really cool. It was really enjoyable just because, like I said, I do love stitching Santas. And this one came together pretty well.
It's so cute.
But yeah, this is the one that I was hoping to get done this Christmas. But of course, the house. But yeah.
It's all right. We make plans and then we finish them when we finish them.
But I like the variation, you know. Like,
it's really cute.
There's like 6 different reds in there. Can't tell, but there's 6 different reds. But yeah, that was the one that I did most. And this one I'll definitely have done by next Christmas.
Yeah, and then I was jealous.
Because there's really not that much.
I was jealous because you were stitching. I'd be like, I want to stitch, but I can't.
Right.
So, did you say you were going to do the border and those like little circles in the houses? Or are you just going to stop at the tree, Santa, and the animals?
I was going to stop at the trees, but I think I'm going to do the entire border with the houses.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You want to show it again so they know what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Here. Because originally he had talked about just Santa and the animals in the tree, leave off the, I was going to call them weird circles. They're a little weird to me. The circles in the houses, but I mean, I think it'll look good either way. So it's really just up to you.
I'll finish the Santa and then decide.
Yeah. You might like it just as is, like kind of simple, really cute.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe we found 2 scissors right now.
Of course.
So then okay, so I must have started this in November when I was trying to force myself, or maybe October. We had this sort of lull where we didn't pack because we wanted to make sure we didn't want to jinx the house. So we didn't do much, and I just kind of like languished in like existential dread of, oh no, is the house gonna go through? Did I turn in this paperwork? Oh, we have to wait for them to do this, and so I think I started this around that time. And
as you do.
As I do. Yeah, I get overwhelmed and I just lay on the bed and just like
There's a lot of steps.
So this is Plum Street Samplers Gobble Gob, and it's so cute. Little turkeys stacked on top of each other.
It is really cute.
And so it's funny, we had watched this movie probably on Prime or whatever, one of them, and I can't remember the name of it, but it was about pilgrims, right? Like this religious cult that were pilgrim reenactors, but were actually pilgrims or something. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And they were invited to this suburban family's Thanksgiving to sort of create the meal and live in the house and be this whole Thanksgiving live reenactment like type thing, and it got real weird.
That's super weird.
But that's what this piece now reminds me of, because I worked on it while we watched that movie, and I don't know, so it's kind of funny that pilgrim horror movie
it was essentially
is what this piece makes me think of. And I'm so close.
You are so close.
Look at that. Oh my gosh, I'm almost there. So I have...
Yeah, you hustled on that one.
Yeah. Thankfully, there's a lot of open space too, and that helps. But let's see. A little bit more to do in the corn. Fill in the flowers a little bit and above the flowers. And then it's just mama turkey and baby turkey, because Papa's all done. Oh, and I have the grass to do at the bottom. I think that's why I stopped. It was all that grass across the grassy hill. And I was like, meh. As you could tell by my earlier piece, I get stuck on a grassy hill. But yeah, it's really cute. I'm excited about it. I think this could be done for next Thanksgiving, because there's really not all that much. Especially if I take a break, then going back to the hill won't be as bad.
Right.
And I know this is stitched on a piece of Color and Cotton Fabric of the Month. I want to say it's pewter, but I'm not positive. And of course, I don't have the paper in here.
I don't have it.
And I think I used all the call for colors.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Really cute.
I'm excited about this one. I have 2 left. Do you want me to go?
Yep, go ahead. Okay. I have 2 left too.
You have 2 left, really?
Yep.
Oh, you do? Okay. So this one was a New Year's Day start with Carolyn Zook of C Zook Stitch. We met at StitchCon and I fangirled so hard. As soon as like she walked away, I was like, to Shawn.
Yeah.
She's just like the sweetest person, and I love everything she stitches. And so if you're not following Carolyn, go follow it. I'm sure you already are, but
very nice.
So we were in the annex, which is like the shopping section of StitchCon, and we saw this piece by Jan Hicks Creates, and Jan is one of Carolyn's like great friends, and we were both looking at it. We're like, we have to stitch it, and it was just sort of like, you gonna stitch it? I don't know. Are you gonna stitch it? I don't know. Okay, well, we're gonna stitch it. You're gonna stitch it. I'm gonna stitch it. We're gonna stitch it together. We're gonna start together. We're gonna stitch. And so, obviously it's been like 6 months, so we finally got to it and it was nice. So this is Meditation Garden by Jan Hicks Creates.
This is a really cool one. I like this one.
And the picture looks a little bit muted, but in person, it's really, all those little colors show up. So I decided to go with, let's see if the name is still on it, Be Stitch Me Aventurine, which was a fabric of the month. And I think this fabric showed up the day or like a week before we were gonna start. I think this was the December fabric.
A few days before, I thought.
I think so. And I was like, ooh, I think that's the one. And so I was gonna use that like peachy in the sand with grass thrown on top fabric for this. You know what I'm talking about. But this one is even better. And gosh, that's a giant needle minder.
It is a big one.
Oh my goodness, look at me go. Trying to fold up this fabric. And that's what I got. So I have the start of, I think it's squirrels that stood on top of the maze. I have the bank of the river and some of the flowers. So the inside will be filled in with a light blue color. I think it's actually this one. Be filled in with this. So like, how pretty will that be? And yeah, it was a lot of fun to work on. Ooh, there you go. And I just think the fabric is perfect for it.
It's gonna flow really nicely on that.
It's gonna flow the river.
Yep. It's gonna flow.
So yeah, I'm excited to work on that some more. I actually might pull that out pretty soon. So that was fun.
Nice.
What else you got?
All right, so
We might make an hour.
are we not? So this one is a brand new start, like literally last night. I was looking around the things for new starts for this year, and the one I chose, one of them was by Mama Witch Cross Stitch, called My Guilty Pleasure.
And this was in a Black Needle Society box.
Yes, it was, which is really cool. I love the raccoon doing his meditation thing with all the mushrooms and all of the woodland stuff going on.
It's Shawn.
It's a very me pattern.
We love raccoons. Shawn's obsessed with tea.
Yes.
He likes mushrooms and garden stuff.
Yes.
So that's Shawn in a little, in a pattern.
Yeah, you even got a butterfly. So this one I literally just started last night. So I've got its top of its hat done.
It's so cute.
But it will be cute. I think the fabric choice is really nice. I was mulling over if I wanted it to do like a garden, like a green fabric, or if I wanted something like a woodland. Fawn pointed out this, which is kind of like a...
I think it's called barnwood.
Barnwood, yeah. So it's pretty nice. So far it's showing up, but yep, that's what I have.
So what I thought was you could have it be like he was sitting outside with the green fabric, or with the brown, which would be easier to stitch on than a dark green. I was like, oh, well, you could pretend that he's like sitting in his tree. So he's in his tree stump with all this stuff around him and in his little home. So this reminds me of inside a tree.
Yeah. But I just love it. Teapots and all that.
We just love his little fingers.
I know, right? Just like,
Because it's very raccoon.
Right. So we'll see what we get done on that in the next month.
Yeah. Is that what you're going to focus on?
This one? Yeah, for sure. What do you have over there?
I have my last start, and then I have what I think I'm going to start today that I'll show.
Ooh, okay.
So I wanted to get that page finished on the haunted house, and I told myself I'm not going to switch projects. I'm not going to start anything until I finish this page. And then I watched Shawn start his little project last night, and I was like, I want to start a project.
Look at me being inspiration.
Well, so we were thought about doing the 12 by 12 for New Year's Eve, where you start 12 projects, 1 an hour, leading up to midnight. And then we were just like, no, not going to do it. And then, of course, the day before, I'm like, I'm going to do it. And then our timing worked out where I did not do it. So now we both have these 2 bags sitting around the living room with all of these full kits of stuff. Yours doesn't have fabric because I don't think you wanted to pick it out yet.
No.
But mine has all the fabric. It's all cut. It has all the floss. It's ready to go. It just needs to be thrown in a hoop with a needle and apparently a scissor. And so I have this bag of starts just sitting there, and I want to start them, but I'm trying to have, like, there's one that I just keep thinking of. It's a little bunny and he's sleeping on a carrot in a wheelbarrow, and I want to do it so bad, but I feel like I should wait till spring, because in the spring I'll be like, ooh, look at a bunny.
I see where you're going with it.
So anyway, I had to get a page finish so I could start it, and I'll show that in a minute. So this one I started with my friend Bree, who is a brand new cross stitcher. I went and I spent time with her in Cleveland because she was there for work, and we went to one of my favorite stitching shops, Just Stitching Ink, over there, and she got her first cross stitch kit, and we went back to the hotel that night and we started it, and she's already finished it, and she's getting cross stitch stuff from her mom for Christmas, and like she is in it, and I'm so excited. And she decided she was going to do a potion sal, and I was like, okay, twist my arm. Because I've never wanted to do one of the temperature ones, because the designs haven't called to me. There's one now that I saw that's little birds sitting on a wire, and I think I might do that maybe one year.
Nice.
But this one, I decided I would do it with her in its potion bottles, and I think it's like potion temperature sal. Let's see if I have the name of it. Oh, it's on my phone though. I took a photo of it, but it's on my phone. Oh. Helpful, because that's what we film with. Yeah, I don't have the actual name, but it's on Etsy. If you search temperature sal or potion sal, I'm pretty sure it'll come up.
Right.
And this is just the first 3 months, so each month goes across the whole line, but it's really cool. And then it just keeps going down. I just don't have it printed because I took a screenshot of the photo, and I was just going to show that. And then I was going to send it to you to show, and then I don't know. We're here. It's chaotic. It's been a while. We're thriving. It's fine.
We are thriving.
And so let me see if I could find the name of this fabric really quick.
It's really cool fabric. I think you chose it really well. So
Let's see.
A little bit different than I thought it was.
Oh no, where is it? It's chaos. Chaos in this bag. I want to say it was like jack-o'-lantern or something.
Looks like a gourd of some sort.
Yeah, I bet I'm like, after the screenshot.
Okay.
I bet it's in this bag somewhere. But it's really, really cool if you want to hold it up.
Yes.
Look at it. It's so cool.
Hopefully I can see it. There we go.
So this is January 1st. And so we kind of picked what's fun about this one is a lot of temperature styles. You have one color per day, and that's what it is. This one, you have 4 colors per range. So each bottle might have 1 to 4, or it really seems like 2 to 4 of the colors in that temperature range.
Right.
And so I feel like that makes it so much nicer because it's not just, you can see here. You go from light to dark for each one. So it's been cold here lately, so I've been doing a lot of these blue ones. And so each of my bottles will have all 4 colors, which, I don't know, I just feel like it adds a lot more to it, more dimension, and it makes it more fun to look at.
Yeah, I feel like it is really nice.
Like the warmer colors. And I'm trying to be organized. I have each one average. I have them all in little Ziplocs. And then this chaotic little bunch is all the additional colors that are in the pattern that aren't part of the temperature. So there's actually going to be more stuff in here like labels. And I think I saw at one point there's a jack-o'-lantern, probably for October. So there's a bunch of little stuff in here that I'm glad to be doing it.
Yeah, so I think it's really cool. I think you nailed it pretty well with the...
And it's nice that some of the bottles are big, but then some of them are really little. And you can see there's gaps here. That's because we went and bought the rest of the floss that I needed yesterday. So I have to go back in today and fill that in. And then there's the shelf. I didn't have the brown, so we're getting there.
Yeah.
But I caught up really quickly. I didn't start it until like January 8th, maybe. And
you did it in like a night or 2.
Yeah, just put on Survivor and stitched away.
That's right. That's our go-to show for stitching.
Yeah, so I was worried that I was going to be overwhelmed and behind, and so that was part of the reason too to get started sooner than later into January.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really cool going like through February and March, since February usually is our colder month. It's been pretty mild overall, but then going into summer and stuff, seeing all the colors.
I know, I want to use this dark purple group. Let me grab it really quick.
It's for the cold, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
colder.
I have a feeling we'll be using a lot of that in January, or February.
Yeah, because we have the coldest. Colder is what I've been using, so a lot of those bottles are purple. But the coldest, oh, look at that rich one. I'm ready.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm not ready, but I want to stitch it, so I guess I gotta be ready.
Yeah.
Because I remember, so I was saying when, around Christmas, we had that cold where we saw the one bird, and...
Just
full circle. And I was like, ooh, I get to use the coldest. And Shawn just looks at me because he's this weather nerd, you know, and he's always looking at the weather apps and all the things, radar scope. And he's like, no, honey, that was December. You're doing a 2023 temperature tree. I'm like, no, we had the cold. It was like yesterday. I'm going to use the coldest color. He's like, that was a week ago. It was a different year. It was a different month. You can't use it. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, it's like January 15th. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's January 3rd. Oh, this month's been a blur.
It has been already.
So we need a really cold day because I need to use my dark purple.
I think it's coming.
Chaos.
Chaos.
Okay, you have anything else? You have one more, right?
One more thing, which is my most favorite. So for a while, I've been talking about getting the courage to do a full coverage piece. And I had to be good, right, for my first full coverage. And
there's so many options, it's hard to choose.
So many options. But being the weather and the astronomy geek and all the sciencey stuff that I am, I wanted to do a full coverage of a galaxy or a nebula or something space related. And then along the way, one of our friends, Bobby.
So you mentioned this. We filmed a start and a stitch with us on the Pattern Queens Flosstube with Laura and Keisha.
Yes.
And I guess I never told Bobby and Zamia that we did that, and they stumbled upon it one day, and I got yelled at. Why did you not tell us? So then they both watched it immediately, and on that video, Shawn was talking about starting a full coverage, I think Galaxy or something.
Yes.
So that's the context.
That's the context. Thank you. And apparently, I've never heard of these people. They mentioned it on their channel when we were stitching, but I never heard of them before. And Bobby saw this and decided to get it for me.
You mean so crypt saw it, gave it to me.
Anyways, it's a heaven and earth design, and they got me this awesome mini jet in Karina, which is spectacular. So there's a lot of blues, there's a lot of purples in there.
But there was also like pinks and yellows and maybe some green. When we were getting the colors, I was like, where is this going?
89 different colors.
Yep.
So I laid it out on my fabric and stuff that they got me as well, which is really cool.
Yeah, so for Christmas, they bought him the chart, they bought him the Easy Grid fabric, and then I went and got Bobby sent him the first 10 flosses he would need. And so they sent it all to me, and I packaged it up, and I kept it a secret, and then I gave it to him on Christmas morning. So he got a stitchy present from somebody else on Christmas, which was really cool.
And there's just like so many pages.
But you're using Pattern Keeper.
But I am using Pattern Keeper Thinkiness, so that makes it really nice. And
oh, didn't you try to highlight Pattern Keeper with your highlighter?
Yeah. So being the person, I'm like physical copy of paper. Doing this like dot, you know, with the tablet, right? But I was like reaching into the cabinet and I was like about to highlight my tablet. I'm like, wait a minute, this isn't right. Tap. So yeah, I was about to highlight the tablet instead of just.
And then I was sitting over here highlighting on my pattern, and I was so jealous because it sounds so satisfying when he does little taps and it gives a little bell or something, or it like makes a sound when you do the taps. And he was just like tapping away over there, like, I'm done with all this. And I was so jealous, so I made him let me do some of the taps.
I'll let you do some more taps too.
I was like, I need to feel accomplished.
So I think it's a really cool piece. I was considering to do just full crosses, but I'm actually doing half crosses. And I feel like it's actually doing pretty well with just, this is what I have so far.
And that's without anything behind it.
Yeah. So I don't know if you can tell, there's some purples in there.
I'm trying to get it to focus. Hold it back a little bit. There you go, I think.
Okay. So there we are. It's going a lot easier than I thought, but it's very meticulous.
So you're doing 2/1 half cross.
Yep.
And it's on 25 count easy grid.
It's going really well. I like it. I like it so far. It's really starting to come together as far as like the little corner. Because at first I wasn't sure if it was going to be enough, but with right tension and everything, I think it's going to be really cool. So this is definitely a long-term project. I'm not even going to attempt to put
No, you don't want to have it done by Halloween.
No.
It is thankfully a mini. So she didn't buy you, I think they have a full version of this. Mm-hmm. But this is already big. It's
13 by 13 and an eighth. So it's 13 by 13 roughly.
Yeah, and so that's the mini. The big one would have probably been like 24 by 24. So at least you don't have to do all that, and you'll still get all the color, and it'll look like it's supposed to.
Super excited. So Bobby and Zamia, thank you so much, because I'm looking very much forward to getting this done. Maybe by the time we get our new telescope. That's years.
Okay, good. I was like, that sounds expensive.
So it'll be a few years, but yeah, it's going to be a really cool coverage piece, and that's what I have done so far. Yeah. So yee.
And then I guess I will just show what I'm hoping. I think I'm going to start today, although I talked about that bunny, and now I'm thinking about it. Mm-hmm. I should really just wait, because in the spring I will want to start the bunny. So this is Love Notes by Brenda Gervais, and it's all these little pillows. So she has a couple of these sets that have the little tiny ones. And I think I have the Easter one started and maybe another one. I'm not sure.
I think I have one.
The St. Patrick's Day one, I have that started.
Forget about that.
But yeah, so I think I want to get started on that. And I have these all sorted by fabric size cut for each piece, but I think I'm gonna do it on this like gold sparkly.
Very cool.
Yeah, and so some of them are really easy. They look like they're just kind of letters and not so bad. The one is all X's, the one is all hearts.
Mm-hmm.
The Be Mine with the birds doesn't look too overwhelming. I know this cup is gonna kill me because I did for the Easter one, there was a cup and I think it said like cocoa in it or something.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, it said jelly beans and it was a jelly bean cup.
Mm.
And it took me forever. So that might be the last one to get done if it gets done.
Yeah.
But I think I'll probably do the XO first because that'll go quick and feel good.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe go to the Be Mine next. But so I think I'm gonna start that today.
That's a really nice one to start.
Yeah. Since I finished my page in the haunted house.
Sounds good, baby.
Maybe I'll catch up on the temperatures first. Get those
yeah,
bottles filled in.
Yeah.
And then I could start.
Yeah, you don't want to be overwhelmed with that.
No, I don't want to go back to days. So on that note,
Wow.
longer than we thought it would be.
Yeah, that's all right.
We have no haul.
You
So
don't?
we've been good. We've been really trying not to go and spend things or go out to eat and, be home and save money and pay off our house.
That's right. Cozy house. We have a lot of stitching projects, so it's going to go really well.
Yep. So maybe we'll have haul at some point, but at least not right now. And the cat never showed up.
The cat never did show up. He's tucked in his pumpkin right now.
He hasn't even turned or moved. At least his eyes are closed.
Yeah.
He's been sleeping with like one eye open. It's real
like,
weird. I always poke him like, yeah, it was still there. You good? And he's like, you disturbed me.
Call him on the cat phone real quick. Brow, brow. Brow, brow.
You said call him on the cat phone.
Yeah. He always wakes up and he's always like, brow.
Yeah.
So cute.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, so I think that's it.
I think that's it.
We will hopefully see you soon. We're definitely much more settled than we have been the last couple months. So
Yes.
we're starting to stitch again. So hopefully we'll be filming more and we'll be good.
So excited to see what kind of progress we have in the next couple of months with all of our stuff. I'm excited to show you guys.
Oh yeah. And it's easier to get to our stash now too. Yes. It's all in one spot. It's not in a closet and then a cabinet and then a basket. Like, so that's good, right? Because we could see it, but it's bad because we could see it. Oh, there's a pattern. Let's do that.
Oh,
So I think we're talking about filming a whip parade, which I think will be good. We haven't filmed one since 2021. So we didn't film one at all last year, and we definitely both grew. So
that's true.
That could be fun. And then when we were setting up that closet, I had separated our charts from our kits. So things that either have the fabric or they have the floss or they have both. And so maybe we could also do a kit parade, which could be really fun.
It would be fun.
And then we'll just be like, I'm going to start this today. I'm going to start this today. So maybe we'll get to those sooner than later. And yeah. Long goodbye. Midwest goodbye. Can't just end it.
That's right.
So we will see you soon. And thanks for hanging out with us.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.